Gentlemen, what if I told you that something as simple as olive oil, the same bottle sitting in your kitchen right now, could become one of the most powerful testosterone boosters available to men over 50? No risky pills, no expensive supplements, no complicated diets. Just a simple, proven combination that you can make at home in less than 5 minutes. I'm Dr. Lila Romano, a urologist with over a decade of clinical experience helping men restore their vitality. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly how mixing olive oil with a handful of powerful natural ingredients can raise testosterone, protect your prostate, and bring back the drive, the energy, and the strength you thought was gone for good. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also share exactly when and how to take this mixture for maximum results, and that timing detail is something most men completely get wrong. But before we get into the solution, I want to talk to you for a moment. Because if you're watching this video, I have a feeling you already know something has changed. Maybe you're not recovering from workouts the way you used to. Maybe the energy that used to carry you through the day now runs out by early afternoon. Maybe you've noticed weight creeping in around the middle, even when your diet hasn't changed much. And let's be honest, your drive and performance in the bedroom may not be what they once were. I want you to know you're not alone. I hear this from men every single week in my practice. Here's what most people don't tell you, though. This is not just about getting older. Yes, testosterone does decline naturally, roughly 1% per year after the age of 50. But the dramatic drops that leave men feeling like a shadow of themselves, those are not inevitable. Those are almost always the result of three specific, fixable problems: chronic inflammation silently attacking your hormone-producing cells, elevated cortisol, your stress hormone, actively suppressing testosterone, and a diet low in the healthy fats your body needs to build hormones in the first place. Here's the good news. These are things you can actually address. And one of the most powerful, affordable, and overlooked tools I recommend to men in my own practice starts with a single tablespoon of olive oil, combined with exactly the right ingredients. Let me show you precisely how this works. Let's start with the foundation, extra virgin olive oil. And I want to be specific here, because not all olive oil is created equal. I'm not talking about the cheap, refined bottles you find on discount shelves. I mean cold-pressed, high-quality extra virgin olive oil. The kind that comes in a dark glass bottle, still carries its natural golden color, and has a rich, almost peppery aroma. That's what you want. That's where the medicine is. Now, why does olive oil matter so much for testosterone? There are three mechanisms, and each one is important. First, olive oil is loaded with healthy monounsaturated fats. Here's something most men don't realize. Testosterone is a steroid hormone, which means it is literally made from cholesterol. Your body cannot manufacture adequate testosterone without the right dietary fats as raw material. When you feed your system with the clean, healthy fats in extra virgin olive oil, you are giving it the building blocks it needs to produce this vital hormone efficiently. Second, olive oil is rich in polyphenol, powerful plant antioxidants that calm inflammation throughout the body. Why does that matter? Because chronic inflammation directly damages the Leydig cells inside your testes, the very cells responsible for producing testosterone. Think of those Leydig cells as your personal testosterone factories. Olive oil acts like a shield around those factories, protecting them and keeping them running at full capacity. Third, and this one surprises most men, research has shown that regular olive oil consumption supports higher levels of luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is the messenger that signals your testes to produce testosterone in the first place. Think of it as the spark that ignites the fire. Olive oil helps keep that spark strong and steady. Studies on men following Mediterranean diets rich in extra virgin olive oil, have shown testosterone increases of up to 17% compared to men consuming other fat sources. That is a significant, measurable difference from something as simple as the oil you cook with. But here's what I need you to understand. Olive oil on its own is just the foundation. The real power, the thing that makes this mixture extraordinary, comes from what you add to it. And that starts with an ingredient sitting in almost every kitchen in the world. The first ingredient is garlic. Now, I know what you're thinking, garlic? Really? Stay with me, because this surprises almost every man I tell it to. Most people think of garlic as nothing more than a flavor booster. But in reality, it is one of the most potent natural medicines available to men's health, and the science behind it is remarkable. Garlic contains a unique compound called allicin. Here's the critical part. Allicin does not exist in a whole garlic clove. It only forms when the clove is crushed or chopped, and even then, it needs approximately 10 minutes to fully activate. I'm going to come back to that detail when we build the recipe, because most men skip this step and lose most of the benefit. So, what does allicin actually do? It directly lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that quietly and relentlessly sabotages testosterone production. I want you to picture this clearly. Cortisol and testosterone are like two rivals fighting for dominance in your body. The higher your cortisol climbs from stress, poor sleep, daily pressure, the less room there is for testosterone to thrive. When cortisol is elevated, your body is essentially in survival mode. And in survival mode, it deprioritizes testosterone production. Garlic flips that balance back. It brings cortisol down and frees your testosterone to rise, naturally, without pills, without artificial hormones. But garlic goes even further than that. It also improves blood circulation by making your arterial walls more flexible and reducing blood pressure. That means more oxygen-rich blood flowing freely through your body, including to the regions that matter most for performance. Gentlemen, circulation is the foundation of erections. When blood flows better, firmness improves, stamina increases, and sensitivity returns. When you combine that with a cortisol-lowering effect, you start to understand why garlic is not optional in this mixture. It is essential. Now imagine combining garlic with olive oil, one ingredient that lowers stress hormones and boosts circulation, another that reduces inflammation and provides the raw material for hormone production. Together, they form an anti-inflammatory, circulation-boosting, hormone-balancing foundation that works with your body's own systems rather than overriding them. And that's before we've even added the next 3 ingredients. The second ingredient is something even simpler: fresh lemon juice. And I say fresh deliberately because the bottled stuff loses much of what makes this ingredient valuable. What you want is the juice squeezed directly from a real lemon. Most men walk right past lemons without a second thought. But lemon juice is packed with vitamin C, one of the most powerful antioxidants you can give your testosterone-producing cells. Here's why that matters. Every day, your cells are under attack from free radicals, unstable molecules generated by stress, poor diet, pollution, and the normal process of aging. Those free radicals damage the very cells responsible for producing testosterone. Vitamin C acts as a shield, neutralizing that damage before it can accumulate. But vitamin C does something else that most men don't know about. It plays a direct role in regulating blood sugar. And this matters enormously for testosterone because blood sugar spikes and crashes throw your entire hormonal balance into chaos. When your blood sugar is unstable, your body is constantly fighting metabolic fires, and testosterone production gets deprioritized as a result. Steady blood sugar means a steady hormonal environment, and that's exactly what lemon juice helps create. There's more. Lemon juice actively supports nitric oxide production, the compound responsible for relaxing blood vessel walls and improving circulation throughout the body. Better circulation means stronger, more reliable erections. And when you combine lemon juice with olive oil, something remarkable happens. The healthy fats in olive oil dramatically enhance the absorption of vitamin C and its antioxidant compounds, creating a shield that is far more powerful than either ingredient could deliver alone. Together, they cleanse your arteries, calm inflammation, and build the ideal internal environment for testosterone to rise. Now we come to the third ingredient, and this one has been celebrated for centuries: ginger. For thousands of years, healers across Asia and the Middle East used ginger as a vitality booster for men to fuel energy, restore stamina, and reignite male vigor. For a long time, modern medicine dismissed those traditions as folklore. But today, the research is telling a very different story. Ginger is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory agents in the plant kingdom. And as we've established throughout this video, inflammation is one of the primary silent destroyers of testosterone. Chronic inflammation attacks the Leydig cells in your testes, your testosterone factories, and over time, reduces their capacity to produce the hormone. Ginger steps in and calms that inflammation at the source, allowing those cells to function the way they were designed to. But ginger doesn't just protect testosterone, it actively stimulates its production. Research published on men with fertility challenges found that regular ginger supplementation boosted testosterone levels by as much as 17%. Think about that. A kitchen spice. A 17% increase in testosterone. That is not a trivial number. How does ginger pull this off? It works through multiple pathways simultaneously. It improves blood sugar control, removing a major hormonal suppressor. It enhances blood flow directly to the testes, ensuring those hormone-producing cells are consistently nourished with oxygen and nutrients. And it acts as a powerful antioxidant, shielding the delicate structures of the reproductive system from oxidative damage. When you mix ginger with olive oil, the synergy is remarkable. Olive oil provides the healthy fat foundation for hormone production, while ginger provides the anti-inflammatory, circulation-enhancing spark that keeps those hormones flowing strong. Men feel this. Combination: more energy, stronger desire, greater confidence in performance. And the mechanism behind it is solid, peer-reviewed science. Now, the fourth ingredient. This is one most men have heard of, but I can almost guarantee they're using it wrong and getting almost none of its potential benefit as a result. The fourth ingredient is turmeric. You've probably heard of it. You may have even tried it. But here is what almost nobody tells you, and this is critical. Turmeric on its own is nearly useless for your body. I'll explain why in just a moment. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, and curcumin is one of the most extensively studied natural anti-inflammatory agents on the planet. When it comes to testosterone, its primary role is tackling the kind of deep, chronic, low-grade inflammation that doesn't always cause pain, but silently damages tissues, stresses the testes, and disrupts your hormonal balance over months and years. When that kind of inflammation runs unchecked, your testosterone-producing cells simply cannot work efficiently. Curcumin cools that fire. It lowers inflammatory markers throughout the body, protects your hormone-producing cells, and this is something Charlotte Hayes, a colleague I respect, highlighted in her own work. It even helps correct estrogen dominance. That's a growing problem for men over 50, where testosterone falls and estrogen quietly rises to take its place, making the hormonal imbalance even worse. Curcumin helps bring that balance back. Now, here's the catch that changes everything. Curcumin is fat-soluble, and on its own, it is very poorly absorbed by the human body. You could eat spoonfuls of turmeric and your bloodstream would barely register it. That is why black pepper is the secret partner in this recipe. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and piperine boosts curcumin absorption by an astonishing 2,000%, not 20%. Not 200%, 2,000%. Without that pinch of black pepper, your turmeric is barely working. And here is where olive oil completes the picture. Because curcumin is fat-soluble, the healthy fats in olive oil carry it directly into your bloodstream and deliver it to your cells with maximum efficiency. Turmeric, black pepper, and olive oil are not just three separate ingredients. Together, they form a perfectly engineered delivery system for one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. A pinch of turmeric, a tiny dash of black pepper. That's all it takes, but only when combined correctly. And now that we have all four ingredients, let's build the recipe. Start with 1 tablespoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed. Dark glass bottle. If it doesn't have a harvest date on the label, put it back and find one that does. Next, take 1 fresh garlic clove and crush it, either with the flat side of a knife or a garlic press. Then set it aside and let it rest for a full 10 minutes. I cannot overstate how important this step is. That 10-minute rest period is what activates the allicin. Skip it and you are wasting the garlic entirely. Most men rush this step. Don't be most men. After 10 minutes, add that crushed garlic to your olive oil. Then squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice from a real lemon, not a bottle. Add half a teaspoon of freshly grated ginger or a high-quality ginger powder if fresh isn't available. Finally, sprinkle in a pinch of turmeric and a tiny, and I mean tiny dash of black pepper. Just enough to see it. That's all you need to unlock the 2000% absorption boost. Mix everything thoroughly until it comes together into a smooth, golden mixture. The color, the aroma, when you make this right, you'll know it. Now, how do you take it? You have options. Some men take it as a quick shot directly before dinner, just down it and move on. Others prefer to drizzle it over a salad, roasted vegetables, or use it as a dipping oil with bread. All three methods work. What matters is consistency, not delivery method. And speaking of consistency, the timing of this mixture is just as important as what's in it. The best moment to take this is in the evening, with your dinner or shortly before bed. Here's why that matters. Testosterone production peaks during sleep, particularly during deep sleep cycles. While you rest, your body is busy repairing tissues, restoring hormone levels, and generating the compounds you need for vitality. By taking this mixture in the evening, you are loading your body with the building blocks and the protective compounds it needs right before its most productive hormonal hours. You are essentially setting the stage for overnight testosterone production. Now, this mixture is powerful on its own. But gentlemen, if you want to multiply your results, and I mean genuinely accelerate them, there are 3 supporting habits I want you to add alongside it. These are not complicated, but they're the difference between good results and exceptional ones. The first is zinc. Without adequate zinc, your body simply cannot manufacture testosterone at optimal levels, and your prostate health suffers as well. You'll find it in pumpkin seeds, oysters, lean meats, and beans. Add these to your weekly meals and your hormones will respond. The second is magnesium. Think of magnesium as the mineral that calms your body's stress response overnight. High cortisol at night is one of the most common hidden suppressors of testosterone, and magnesium helps bring it under control while you sleep. Spinach, a handful of almonds, or even a small square of dark chocolate will give you what you need. The third is hydration combined with alcohol moderation. Dehydration thickens the blood, slows circulation, and weakens erections. Alcohol directly suppresses testosterone production, even moderate amounts consumed regularly. Drink your water consistently throughout the day and keep alcohol moderate. These 2 habits are the simplest, most overlooked support system for everything we've built in this mixture. Pair these 3 habits with your nightly olive oil mixture, and you've created the perfect hormonal environment for your body to thrive. Now, before you talk about what to expect and when, I want to take a moment to share something important, because after more than a decade as a urologist, responsible guidance isn't optional for me. It's simply part of how I practice. If you are currently taking blood thinners, warfarin, aspirin, or similar medications, please speak with your doctor before starting this mixture. Both garlic and ginger have mild blood-thinning properties, and in combination with medication, that can become clinically significant. If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, be aware that ginger and lemon both influence blood sugar levels, generally in a positive direction, but if you're managing your glucose with medication, please monitor your levels and consult your physician before making this a daily habit. If you have a sensitive stomach, start with half the amount for the first week and build up gradually. There's no rush. And please hear this clearly. This mixture is a supportive tool. It is not a replacement for medical evaluation. If your testosterone levels are severely low, if your erections have been consistently unreliable for several months, or if something feels genuinely wrong, come see a urologist. A simple blood panel gives us real answers in one visit. Don't manage a medical problem with only kitchen remedies. Use both. That's what I tell my own patients. Now let's talk about what to expect and when, because I've seen too many men try something for 3 days and give up. Your body's hormonal systems do not work on a 3-day timeline. Here's the realistic picture. In the first week, most men report subtler changes first: better sleep quality, more stable energy throughout the day, fewer afternoon crashes. Your body is beginning to respond. By weeks 2 to 4, you'll start to notice something more meaningful. stronger morning erections, a returning sense of desire, an overall feeling of vitality that you may not have felt in months or even years. Between weeks 8 and 12, with consistent daily use, most men experience significant improvements in performance, mood, confidence, and body composition. Workouts feel more productive. Recovery is faster. The fog begins to lift. The single most important word in all of this is consistent. Take this mixture every evening. Same time, same ingredients. Don't skip days because you're busy or traveling. Your body builds on consistency, and it rewards it. Give yourself a full 30 days of steady, committed use before you evaluate the results. You will be glad you did. So, gentlemen, here is my challenge for you. Start tonight. Make this mixture this evening with your dinner. Then commit to doing it every single night for the next 30 days. Pair it with good sleep, daily movement, and the 3 supporting habits we discussed. Give your body 1 full month of consistent, targeted support. Because here's what I know after more than a decade in urology: age is not the end of your strength, your confidence, or your passion. It can be the beginning of a whole new chapter if you give your body what it needs to write it. If this video helped you, please hit the subscribe button for more doctor-approved, evidence-based tips every day. And share this with a man in your life who needs to hear it, because sometimes one video genuinely changes how someone feels about their future. This is Dr. Lila Romano, and I will see you in the next video.